Hi, my name is Bram Begonia. I'm the president and CEO of the Bay Area Rescue Mission. This presentation is for City Vision University on May 12, 2023, Org 602, Social Entrepreneurship. And this pitch is to our board of directors at the Bay Area Rescue Mission. Welcome, board of directors. Thank you for coming. I know you've been asking about how we can launch a sober living environment here in Contra Costa County. And so this presentation should answer all of those questions that you have. Hope House is a sober living environment, which is a part of our strategic plan to launch social entrepreneurship programs over the next 5 years that will help support our program participants, our students, our clients, as well as to engage our donors. As you know, we have a wonderful life transformation program here at the Bay Area Rescue Mission. Pre-pandemic, we had about 20 students per graduating from our program, so about 40 per year. And we are back to post-pandemic levels. Our shelters have filled up and our programs have filled up. And we know that the real important step on the pathway of hope is the day that you leave the life transformation program and the Bay Area Rescue Mission to put all those tools that you've learned here to the test. And we've had some wonderful graduating classes in the recent months, and many of our graduates have great success stories, and all of them have a housing navigator that they've been working with that's been assigned to them from Contra Costa County, as well as working with our chaplains and our program coordinators. We've had a lot of traction at the Bay Area Rescue Mission. Since 1965, we've been serving this community and the entire Bay Area. We are one of the largest providers of homeless services in the Bay Area, and we're the largest provider of homeless services in Contra Costa County. We've seen a huge increase since 2020 in our strategic partners, and that's including our donors, our major donors, the churches that we work with. We have over 200 churches that support us, organizations, and foundations who are supporting us. But the momentum that we've had is the completion of our $5.6 million capital campaign, which was really capped off during the pandemic. So it was a great miracle to finish that campaign, even though we were in the middle of a worldwide pandemic. And then we were able to open our new Center for Women and Children in 2022. In 2023, we've seen a huge increase in our programs and our program students and our interns and in our alumni groups that we have supporting the Bay Area Rescue Mission. So we worked on a strategic plan for over 9 months with our board of directors. And as you know, it was approved. We spent a lot of time working on that as a team and together. We come up with this great strategic plan for the next 5 years, which included launching more social enterprises for the Bay Area Rescue Mission, including thrift stores, including sober living environments, and also launching side businesses to support vocational programs such as culinary arts, catering, painting, and landscaping. In 2023, we also had continued conversations from our continuum of care. We spoke with our mayor, we've been meeting with our city council, the Iron Triangle neighborhood, and also our county and our county supervisor. And it's a great time of talking together and networking together as all of these entities are finding great alignment in what we want to do. Even though the Bay Area Rescue Mission doesn't accept government funding, we are strong partners with our continuum of care and everyone else who is trying to meet the needs of our community. Our target market really is our graduates of the Bay Area Rescue Mission's Life Transformation Program, our interns and alumni. We have several staff with lived experience who are also helping us and who also may need services of the sober living environment, which we're going to just from now on start calling Hope House. We've talked about having approximately 40 students per year graduating from our Life Transformation Program. We believe our target market in the next 6 months will be about 100 BARM graduates who are qualified to apply to live in Hope House. And then we've seen momentum from the opening of our new Center for Women and Children, particularly from Child Protective Services and the Department of Justice, who we are strong partners with. Again, we have wonderful churches, foundations, organizations that saw the success of the opening of our Center for Women and Children and are asking us how they can support our next capital project. We've been meeting with the mayor. He was newly elected in January and has a 4-year term. Mayor Eduardo Martinez would like to see the Bay Area Rescue Mission increase and how we support this city and our community together with his support. And so this is building momentum for us. We also have other representatives of our city council who have asked for tours at the Bay Area Rescue Mission in the last several weeks and have come to visit us and to thank us for all the work that we do in our community. And again, have given us their support and would like us to do presentations at the upcoming city council meetings, which we're going to be doing. As discussed, we've seen explosive growth because of the great need in our community here in Richmond and across the Bay Area, where we have about 34 to 40,000 unhoused people on the streets of the Bay Area. And the largest increase of the homeless population in the Bay Area is here in Contra Costa County, even higher than San Francisco and even higher than Sacramento County. So our funnel here shows that we should have about 100 BARM graduates that are qualified to apply to live in Hope House. Of that, we ask our chaplains and our program coordinators to talk to and to market to at least 80 of those men in those programs, because we're going to start one sober living environment Hope House just for men first, and then hopefully do another one. By that time, we hope that there will be 30 ready to apply and are qualified and screened. And then of those 30, we're going to pick 15, 8 to live in the home, depending on what size home is purchased, and then 7 to be on the waiting list to enter should other opportunities exist for our graduates to go into housing or to enter into Hope House directly. Here's the problem that we hope to solve, and we met with our graduates and had interviews, one-on-one interviews and group interviews to see what amenities they need and what would attract them to live in a place such as Hope House. Number one, their current housing navigators are giving them options which are extremely limited. They're in neighborhoods that are not desirable, and they're in homes that are, in the words of our graduates, bad housing options because of the location of the home and because of the condition that the homes are in. There are strong compatibility issues that they're concerned about. There's not a good screening process of who's living in those homes. There's no accountability that's taking place in those homes. And there's a higher chance of our graduates relapsing, going to back to drugs or alcohol and ending up back at the Bay Area Rescue Mission. So the goal and the solution of Hope House is to be able to provide affordable housing, which in this case would be 30% of income, which includes utilities, better housing options, because we're going to pick better locations, better homes that are don't have so much work to do on them. And then we'll have a screening process to make sure that the compatibility in the house is good. And we'll have a house manager on site so that there's always support and accountability taking place. We do believe if we give all of these options, that this will lower the chance of relapse and increase the chance of maintained sobriety and permanent housing for our graduates, which is the ultimate goal. So Hope House is a Christ-centered, affordable, sober living environment to progress in interdependence beyond the program. BARM graduates, alumni, interns, and staff are eligible to apply to live in Hope House for up to 36 months. The homes are well maintained, clean, and affordable. Again, 30% of income. The house manager holds residents to the house rules and maintains a drama-free and healthy atmosphere so they can focus on maintaining sobriety, growing in their Christian walk, saving money for a permanent housing solution, and also gain greater interdependence. The Hope House team is led by myself as well as our executive team. All of our executive team have significant experience in the nonprofit world and also strong experience in running sober living environments. So there's myself, the VP of Programs, Pastor David Smith, who has experience for over 30 years and comes from the Bowery Mission. We have our VP of Development, Stephanie Sewell, who has over 30 years of leadership in the charitable space, including mega churches, and our VP of Finance, Denise Henning, who is in charge of all of our controls and finances, who is also a national consultant with Citygate Network. We have a strong core of chaplains on our team who guide our men on their case management and make sure that they're again heading in the path of interdependence. And we have a lot of strong potential candidates for house manager. We have several candidates who would love to put their name in the hat to be chosen as the next house manager for Hope House. We also are contracted with DCG Property Strategies. They are experts in securing sober living environments and also putting business plans together to make sure these sober living environments are feasible and profitable and successful as we move forward. So our competition, there's a huge shortage of quality sober living environments in the Bay Area. Many of these sober living environments claim that they are affordable, but when you look at what they're asking for, it's not affordable according to our graduates as we took those surveys with the potential customers for the sober living environments. Our housing navigators that we have limited referral options. Many landlords don't want to take people coming out of a program such as our life transformation program. They don't want to take men coming out of incarceration or parolees who are being released. So they're just not attractive to these landlords. And so we really need to be aggressive and intentional about purchasing these homes and setting up programs where our graduates can be the main customers of these homes. Again, in some of these organizations who are setting up these sober living environments, it's not really held to a higher standard. And we've seen many people go into those programs who are relapsing and ending up back at the Bay Area Rescue Mission. Our revenue model and our revenue stream is very simple. It's the rental income revenue model. Again, we're going to be looking for 30% of annual income, which includes utilities. For the basis of our presentation, we've used a minimum number of $750 per room. So it's a minimum of $1,500 if it's 2 persons per room. And so we'll keep it simple for our presentation, but we do know that with 30% of income, that number can go up. We need to secure $225,000 from our board, and that will be the ask at the end of this presentation because we have set aside funds in our long-term property strategy and our capital expense plan to fund some of these sober living environments. There are also restricted funds where these funds can only be used for these sorts of projects. And so we believe this is a great project to start using those funds towards. We also have great momentum as we work with the churches and organizations and foundations who funded the project we just opened, which is the Muriel E. Mays Center for Women and Children, which opened last year in June of 2022. And many of those funders and stakeholders want to be involved in the next project that the Bay Area Rescue Mission launches. And so that's going to be a very small capital campaign, a short-term capital campaign as well, of $225,000 to launch Hope House. We including all the marketing that we'd like to do and reaching out to our customers through social media and through the printed material that we're making. We believe that cost is very small. And to work with our funders when we set up this first sober living environment, when we open Hope House, we think there'll be a small loss of $10,000 in year one as we put the home, as we open the home and we furnish the home and start putting men into this home. But we do believe conservatively in year two, we can make about $26,000, and then in year three, about $40,000 back to the organization, which will help us in our operations. So you can see here on our revenue plan, it's very conservative in revenue. $135,000 for the first year, $300,000 for the second year, and $445,000 for the third year. Our rental income is here, our miscellaneous expenses for any repairs that we might have, as well as advertising and marketing. We will have wages for a full-time house manager at Hope House, and so that salary is here. And then you can see again a loss in year one of $10,000, about $10,000, a profit in year two of about $26,000, and about $40,000 in year three. Again, that's conservative, and we think that we'll be able to surpass those goals set. We've had recent events with our donors to see how they feel about supporting Hope House, and that's been met with great anticipation, and people just want to know when they are able to start writing their checks towards this event, or if they can start marking their calendars for when we will open this Hope House and where it's going to be, whether in our county or in another county. And as a part of our strategic plan, we hope to launch a sober living environment in at least 3 counties in the next 5 years. So again, we've already garnered support from our stakeholders, strong support, saying they'd like to support what we're doing. And our donors know that we're great with our finances. Our financiers are shown here. We're in a very strong financial position. You can see our combined statement of financial positions is very strong with $11 million in assets. We have very little long-term liability. That $1.25 million that you see on there looks like a liability, but it's actually a loan from the Federal Home Loan Bank, which we used Capital for Compassion to help us write that grant. We received that grant, and as long as we're in compliance with the grant, we will not have to pay the $1.25 million back. So it's a very strong financial position that we're in. Like I said, there's restricted funds for capital expansion that we must use for projects such as Hope House. Again, we have strong success stories. One of those success stories is here. We have a student named David Park, who is a wonderful testimony. He came to us, and in the last month, he competed with Contra Costa Culinary Arts at the Wine and Food Festival. He received the most points. He received 31 points. He competed with several other students at the Contra Costa Wine and Food Festival. He won that competition, and he's going to be headed to Italy with 6 other students for 17 days as he learns culinary arts principles and skills in Italy. And so this is just one of the many success stories at the Bay Area Rescue Mission. He'll be traveling representing the Bay Area Rescue Mission, and we'll be supporting him. And we'd love to have a place like Hope House for David when he returns, so that he can leave the Bay Area Rescue Mission and give his spot at the Bay Area Rescue Mission to another person coming into our program. So what we are requesting from the board this afternoon is simply your approval for the concept to move forward with purchasing and working with DCG Strategies to purchase a sober living environment. We propose 3 or 4 options for us to review in the next meeting. And then we'd also ask that the board would release $225,000 towards opening our first Hope House as the first of many projects we believe will be a benefit to our graduates and a benefit to the Bay Area Rescue Mission as these homes pay itself off with the rents from our graduates. Will be able to increase the assets of the Bay Area Rescue Mission and serve even more people. So we're requesting $225,000 to be released from our board designated funds, which were set aside strictly for capital improvements or for purchasing new properties. We'd also ask for approval from the board to let us launch a small short-term capital campaign of $225,000 from donors who are already interested in supporting our next capital project. And that's a total request of $225,000 from the board and $225,000 from our special campaign that will launch specifically for the sober living environment, Hope House. And so that's a total of $550,000, where we believe with those funds and the rents from the graduates that come into our program, this program will be able to sustain itself and continue to grow. Again, after we've done our research and talked to our customers, we believe that we can do not only one, but 2 or 3 in the next 3 to 5 years, and maybe even more. Again, we've used the business model canvas to put all of these to make sure that our business plan, which is on the left-hand side of the business model canvas, and our cost structure and revenue streams all match up. And we've really spent a lot of time on our donor segments and making sure that we are cultivating our donors and making sure not only our donors, but our customers, who are the 100 graduates that we're going to be talking with, to see that this is indeed something that they need and want and will support, so that we don't have homes that we buy that nobody wants to live in. And again, we've had one-on-one conversations and many group interactions and surveys that have been done with our students, and we do believe that they want and need our product, and that our product will solve their needs and their needs and pains. So again, our customer segments are the donors that we're going to engage and the clients that are going to be a part of Hope House. We believe we've covered every channel on how to get these donors and also these customers, our clients, to be a part of Hope House. We believe that we have filled their need and spoken to them, so we know what amenities they want in the home, what will be attractive to them, and what we need to focus on to provide the best product for them. We've identified the key resources that are needed, which is our human resources, which is our leadership team. We have the experience, we have the capital, we have the board designated funds, and we have momentum from our continuum of care to continue expanding services in our county and in other counties. And we have strong support from our stakeholders who want to support our next project. Again, our momentum and our traction is the recent completion of our Muriel E. Mays Center for Women and Children, which opened last year, and we completed that $6 million campaign. Our revenue streams match our cost structure. We believe there is a small possibility of a loss in year 1 of $10,000, and then we do believe that we'll be profitable in year 2 and in year 3. We have a strong reputation, as we've been serving the community since 1965, and we believe this will just be another success in the many projects that the Bay Area Rescue Mission does in the next 5 years. Thank you for your time. We ask for you to pray over your decision to support Hope House, and pray over whether or not you believe it's the right time to release those funds. And we ask that you would, again, continue to support all the things that we're doing here at the Bay Area Rescue Mission. Thank you so much.